Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Shadow Dragon here, and this is my top 5 loadouts, plus the one runner-up. This video is going to feature some actual stats on stuff, so it's going to be a little bit longer of a loadout video, but it'll help make sense in the long run as to why things are built the way they are. So the first thing I'm going to go over with you is I'm going to read off my computer, which you're not going to be able to see, but I'm going to read off some stats from sim.gg for the close range meta and then for the long range meta. So we're going to start with the time to kill. So in the close range, the best time to kill, I did this for 15 meters because anything under that obviously is better. Um, but the best time to kill at 15 meters is the BAS-P at 654 milliseconds. And this is with the combination shots, about 15% to the head, 5% to the neck, uh, 25 to the chest, I think it was like 15 to the body and 10 to the upper arm, 5 to the hands. That could be 105, but you get the gist. So most of your shots are going to be, torso up. And so that's what that is. Then the second best is the KV broadside. So the special thing about this build is it uses the explosive slugs. The explosive slugs on the gun's broken. Basically, if you're within 20 meters and you shoot them anywhere from the chest up, it's a 2 to 3 shot kill. 2 shots for the neck and the head if you hit both shots there, and 3 shots from like basically anywhere else in the body up, it's a 3 shot kill. Period. Um, so it's pretty busted. It has really shit muzzle velocity, so you're better off trying to use it within like that 10-15 meter range. The next best time to kill is going to be Lockman Shroud. We know how busted that is. It has like an under 600 millisecond TTK within like 8 meters. Um, and then it's even faster in semi-auto if you can spam the trigger fast enough. Um, so fourth place is the Lockman sub, and then last place would be the ISO 45. What we did though is we put actually at 15 meters the ISO has a better TTK than the Lockman sub, but the Lockman sub is a little more consistent because the recoil is a little more controllable. And then the Vaznev is in there, so the KV broadside's gonna be on my honorable mention. Vaznev is actually the fifth, and there's a reason for that, which we'll explain it later. The next part of the statistics, go to close range meta here. Um, Here's some important things for close range meta. For example, reload time. The fastest reload speed is the ISO 45 at 3.07 seconds. The closest to that is the BAS-P at, and that's the 50 round mag version, and it's 3.37 seconds. And then also we have uh, So we have ADS time. The fastest ADS in this build is the Lockman Shroud and then the Lockman Sub. The Lockman Shroud being 187 milliseconds and the Lockman Sub being 190 milliseconds. That being said, all of these feel really snappy, especially the BAS-P and the ISO. The broadside has the slowest ADS time there at 373 milliseconds. And then we get sprint to fire time. The fastest sprint to fire time is going to be the BAS-P, 84 millisecond sprint to fire time. Um, I don't have like the I don't have the what's it called like the sprinting, like all that kind of stuff. But when you look at the builds, you can copy those builds into sim.gg and you can get all that stuff. But what I can tell you is the fastest gun that you're running around with is the BAS-P and the ISO. So, and also the KV broadside. So those three weapons are going to be the fastest as far as sprint time is concerned. So the next thing we're going to do is go into the long range meta. So the best TTK, when we did this at 50 meters, because if we're being honest, unless you're a YouTube pro or a Twitch streamer who's constantly playing 12 hours a day, you're not going to be at your best at the ranges that some of these guys do at the 80, 90, 100 meters. Forget all that. Don't listen to them about that because that's not a realistic engagement for anybody, even on the big map. You're not going to want to push 80 meters, to be honest. You're going to want to be within 50 meters of your target, even for your long range weapons. So I did 50 meters. And our runner up for this, like our honorable mention here, is the STB. Even though it doesn't have the worst time to kill on this list. It's the magazine size, but it has a 904 millisecond TTK out at that 50-meter range, and that's with the same combination of shots. So the best TTK at that range is the Rap H. It's at 807 millisecond TTK at the 50-meter range. Then it's the M13 at 828 milliseconds. Then it's the Kastov at 842. Then it's the Socken, and then the TAC 56 is the next in line. Uh, so there's that. And then if we go to the other page, so the one thing about this we're going to talk about is bullet velocity, reload time, and then we're also going to talk about ADS speeds here. So the best in-class bullet velocity here is going to be the Socken. It's got almost 1,600 meters per second bullet velocity. And then the next is the STB at 1332, and then the Kastov at 1296. The M13's muzzle velocity leaves something to be desired. TAC 56 is pretty good, and then the Rap H has the worst bullet velocity, but still over 1,000. So all of them are over 1,000, and they're all really good bullet velocities. So then we're going to go to reload speeds. The fastest reload speed on here is going to be the Kastov 762, especially if you don't do the empty reload, which takes even longer. Make sure you have some bullets in your gun, basically, and it reloads faster. The slowest is going to be the Socken. It's going to take almost 8 seconds to reload that bad boy. Fast hands is a must. But then we got ADS time. So the fastest ADS time in here is actually the TAC 56. That's because it does have an underbarrel. Um, so the build that I have on Sim is different from the build I have on here. I forgot I like the iron sights. So honestly, the best is probably going to be the STB at 484 milliseconds, and then the M13 is going to be the next best at 487. The Kastov 762 is over 500. So, but they're all, they're all pretty similar. Um, so those are the stats and the guns. So let's actually get into the builds. We're gonna start with five. We're gonna start with the honorable mention, and we'll work our way down to five. So our honorable mention is going to be the KV broadside here. So you need to use the dash bolt so you get the faster time to kill because you get the faster fire rate. And we have the exo attack for sprint speed, recoil control, and aim walking speed, so you can strafe as you're shooting. We tune it, and that's the tunings. And we have the 12 gauge explosives, which we weren't tuned, so we're gonna tune those. And then we have the Corona Mini Pro, also not tuned, so we're gonna tune that. And the VLK laser, which also wasn't tuned, so we're gonna tune that. So those are the tunings for that. And then we have the STB 556 with the 42 round mag, F-Tech gripper. Actually, we're not using the F-Tech gripper on this. We're using high velocity, which is how we got. Where are we going? Okay, so high velo. And then we got the Socken Tread 40. And then we got the Bruin S20. Yeah, Bruin S20. And then the AMOP V4. So now we're going to go to number 5, and the number 5 loadout is going to be the TAC 56, and this is strictly because of how accurate it is, especially at 50 meters. Get the 60 round mag, get the high velo, we get the F-Tech Ripper, we get the Harbor GG20, and we have the Tundra Pro Barrel. And then we have the Vaznev at number 5, just because it's probably one of my more favorite guns, and it does feel really good to shoot it. It's just, statistically, it's not as good as the other guns, so that's why we put it at number 5. 45 round mag, we have the Marquis R7 stock. This is to reduce the aim down sight speed and to give us sprint speed. FSS Shark Spin, the CAS 1 barrel, and the OLV laser. So our 4 loadout is going to be the Socken. We got high velo, the Cronin WL5, 55, excuse me, ZLR Talon, and the Bruin Silver Series barrel. And then we have the Baz P, and the reason the Baz P comes out on top over the Vaznev is just because it's better in a lot of ways, especially at the 15-meter range. And our number 3 is going to be the Rap, which the reason this is not number 1 is because it's an LMG. So it literally takes forever to reload and it takes forever to aim down sight, and that's kind of a hindrance. So that's why it's not number one. But it's still very, very good. It's a very fun weapon to use. And then the ISO 45, the reason the ISO is number 3 is because it has a lot of recoil. Even for that close range when you're getting that aim assist. If you feel comfortable enough without the iron sights, you can get rid of the Slimline Pro and put on the EXP Shear rear grip or the Stout, and you can tune it for the opposite. If you're the average casual player, I'd go for the Stout, to be honest with you. And our number 2 is going to be the Kastov 762. This thing hits like a truck. We don't use an underbarrel. We don't have to. We're pretty good without it. If you're playing solos, you can, because of the slow fire rate, you can drop the 40 round mag, and you can actually add like the Edge 47 or the Ripper for that. So we got the high velo, the DLR Talon, and the Kaz 10 barrel, and the AMOP V4. It's whatever optic you're most comfortable with on your weapons. And then number 2 is going to be the Lockman Sub, and it's just because of how easy it is to use, and then it's also very fast. With the fast aim down sight speed, and we also got the really fast time to kill in that first 8 meters. However, outside of that 8 meters, you're going to get outgunned by everything. So, and then our number 1 is going to be the M13B. This thing is an absolute beast. We got 60 round mag, the AMOT V4 or whatever magazine, or yeah, whatever optic you feel most comfortable with. Got the high velo ammo. Harbinger D20, and the 14-inch echelon barrel. The thing's really easy to control. It's a laser beam, so get used to it and you'll be able to do it. So this thing is disgusting. So we've got the 40 round mag, locked in TCG, the FT mobile stock, shark fin. This is just for added mobility because you don't have any cons to it. So, and the 7 milliwatt laser. So that'll do it for our top 5 loadouts, guys. I do want to let you guys know that our next video is going to be a longer one because we're going to feature the Lockman Shroud. I have 2 gameplays with it. One is in semi-auto, and the other one is in burst, so you'll get to see both sides of the weapon. And they're full gameplays. We got a bunch of kills with both, so you'll be able to see that in the next video that we feature that. So, but appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like the video, comment on it. If you think I left something out or what guns feel really good to you right now, let me know in the comments. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon to get notices for new videos. I'm posting as much as I can, several times a week at minimum. And I'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure you please watch the video all the way through. And if you got to here, I assume that you've done that. So I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.